Welcome back to the Detroit Lions, Fonza. Coming back with you with another NFL video for my Week 3 picks. Before I get into that, I want to talk about the Lions' last game against the San Francisco 49ers. We lost like I predicted, but I think we did some good things in that game. Especially with our offensive line. I didn't know we were going to be able to run the ball. I think we had nearly 70 yards rushing on the game. Kevin Smith, I believe, had 53 of those yards. So we didn't do too bad as far as the run game. Maybe we can get a run game going throughout the season here. And we got Mike LaShore, I believe, is coming back for this next game. So that should be a head of a plus. And we'll see how things go with that. 49ers did really good on their defense as far as keeping us out of the end zone when we got down there. Stafford, he had a okay game, but he missed on a lot of key throws. So you're gonna have those off games, but we're looking for that to progress a little better going in further into the season. Got to get some more receivers going, see if we can get this run game even more improved than what it was. But like what I saw, defense gave up a couple plays, had a couple fundamental missed tackles here and there, but we'll see as the season goes along. But I'm going to get into these picks. First, you got the New York Giants taking on the Carolina Panthers. Looking forward to this game. Where to begin? Well, I guess we'll start with the defenses on each side. I expect Eli Manning to have a decent game in here. Not too sure about the Panthers' secondary right now. And Eli coming off of that, joining the 500-yard list for quarterbacks. He did a pretty good. He did a number on the Bucs defense last week in week 2. Cam Newton and the Panthers did win that game against the Saints. I did not expect them to, but it was one of those where it's not one that surprised me. So I'm looking for this to be a good game. I think this is going to go down to the wire, and honestly, I'm really not sure who I'm going to pick in this one. This one is tough, but the Panthers are at home. The crowd's going to be wild, but man, you got Eli Manning on the other side, and then they know how to do their thing, and then you got their big boys on defense. It's going to really come down to if they can get Cam Newton down to slow their offense down, but man, this is a tough call. I'm going to go with Carolina simply because they're at home, but if it was vice versa, this was in New York, I'd have to go with the Giants, but I'm going to go with Panthers in a nail biter. This one's going to be good. I'm looking forward to this. You got the Buccaneers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a tough loss against the Seattle Seahawks. The Bucs coming off a tough one against the Giants. This will be in Dallas, so Dallas I expect will play a lot better in this game. And you got the Bucs coming off a tough loss, but right now I'm leaning towards the Bucs to win this game. But I think this is going to be a 3-point game. I'm gonna pick the Bucs, but I'm kind of expecting the Cowboys to win. But at the same time, I'm not really sure what happened with them with the Seahawks game. I know it's a tough place to play, but I got the Bucs by a hair. Then you got the Jags taking on the Colts. I'm going to go with the Jaguars here. It's good to see the Colts get that first win against the Minnesota Vikings. But pretty good game, went right down to the wire all the way into overtime. But the Jags had a tough one against the Texans. But what can you expect? Texans one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Defense, you got a lot of great guys, and then offense, Arian Foster, Andre Johnson, Matt Schaub at quarterback, so they got a lot of good people, so it was tough for them in that one, but I expect the Jags to bounce back in this one. Division game, so it should be a good one to watch. And you got the Bills and the Browns. Bills coming off a big win. The Browns, they had some offense against the Bengals, but yeah, this one should be interesting. But I know this is at Cleveland. This could get really interesting. It depends what Bills show up. Cleveland could win this game depending on how their defense plays, but right now I got to give it to the Bills. I haven't seen enough out of the Cleveland Browns to really pick them right now, but yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills. You got the Jets and Dolphins. Jets coming off a tough loss against the Steelers. The Dolphins getting their first against the Raiders. And as good as the Dolphins play, this will be a good one. This is a division game, but I expect the Jets to bounce back here. I got to see a little more from the Dolphins, but they didn't look too bad against the Raiders, but we'll see if they can maintain. But I'm going to go with the Jets here. You got the Chiefs taking on the Saints at the Superdome. I expect the Saints to finally get that first win, but don't be surprised if the Chiefs bring it to them, especially if their defense plays well. They don't turn the ball over. The Chiefs have a really good chance to win this, but right now I'm going to go with New Orleans. Then you got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Washington Redskins. Cincinnati going into the Washington's house. Right now I'm leaning towards the Redskins in this game. Not sure what's going on with the Bengals secondary. They were one of the top guys last year. I'm not really sure. 2 back-to-back weeks where they really just blew it there. I know they're switching. I heard Marvin Lewis, they're going to switch some guys around, but we'll see how that goes. Andy Dalton didn't look too bad in this last game. The Redskins played very well in their last game, but they ended up losing, fell short, but I expect them to bounce back here against the Bengals. This should be one to watch. I expect this to be a close game. Then you got the Rams taking on the Chicago Bears. And to be honest, you know, the Rams are looking pretty decent. They're not too bad. And in fact, the NFC West doesn't look too bad. I'm surprised by these guys. Up and coming division might actually be one of the top guys right now. I'm not going to lie. Taking on the Bears in Chicago. I expect the Bears to win this one. It should be a decent game unless the Rams bring some really good pressure against the Bears offensive line. This could get really interesting. The Rams have a chance, but you know the Bears are at home, so I'm gonna go with Chicago in this one. Next, you got the 49ers taking on the Vikings. The Vikings going into the Metrodome, but you know the Vikings, close game, the last one. But right now, I am leaning to. I gotta go with the 49ers. I mean, they're one of the best. They're probably the best team in the NFL right now. But that's debatable. It depends on. If you want to say complete on all cylinders, I'd say the 49ers. But as far as the best team right now, I'm still undecided right now. I'm looking at a couple teams, Niners being one of them, Texans. If the Eagles could get their offense together, I'd probably throw them into the mix. But right now, yeah, it's a tough call. There's some really good teams right now. But, yeah, I got the 49ers winning this one. Next, you got my Lions taking on the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee coming off a big loss. I think lost to San Diego. I believe it was 38-10. And we came off that loss against the 49ers on a Sunday night. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm a little interested to see if Chris Johnson will start picking it up, especially since we play that wide 9 defense. So there should be some running lanes at some given times, but that will be the key to stopping Chris Johnson. Make sure he doesn't get going. They've got some other guys on defense. We'll see how well Jake Locker plays. I do expect the Lions to win this one. Mike LaShore should be here, so this will be his real debut. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do. This game, it really depends on what will happen with the Lions secondary. This could be a semi-close, but I expect the Lions to win this one pretty convincingly. Not in a blowout fashion, but I expect the Lions to win this. You got the Falcons taking on the Chargers. Will be in San Diego. Falcons coming off of that big win against Denver. Pretty good game, actually. That was a really fun game to watch. Chargers coming off the win like the Titans, like I just said. I'm gonna pick the Chargers to win this one. I'm gonna pick them to give the Falcons their first loss, simply because they're at home. If it was vice versa, I'd probably have the Falcons win. And this is an interesting matchup to look for. It'll all come down to turnovers and time of possession. I think it's gonna be a possession game. So I got the Chargers winning this one in another nail biter, if you want to call it that. And then you got the Eagles taking on the Cardinals. This is going to be a good game. Did not expect the Cardinals to be this stellar on defense. Offense still has a ways to go. Same with Philadelphia. They both got stellar defense. To be honest, I'm really not sure who I want to pick in this game, but you know, the Eagles keep pulling it out at the end, but the Cardinals keep surprising. You know, this is one of the tougher games to pick, and this is going to be a good one, surprisingly. Well, I'm just gonna go with the Eagles just because their pass game seems a little more legit at this point, but at the same time they're turning the ball over like crazy. So, hey, they keep getting it done at the end there. But this is in Arizona, man. This is a tough game to pick. I'm gonna go with the Eagles though. It's gonna be a good game. If the Cardinals win, I ain't gonna be surprised in the least. Then you got the Steelers taking on the Raiders. The Raiders coming off 2 bad losses. Steelers coming off that first win against the New York Jets. Should be another decent game, but you know I'm expecting the Steelers to win this right now. I gotta see more from Oakland. They've got all the pieces there. They just need to put it together now. You got the Steelers winning this one. Then you got the Texans and Broncos. Should be another good game. Peyton Manning playing the Texans again. It's gonna be in Denver. This should be a fun one to watch. I expect it to be relatively close going in, and you know. The Broncos are at home, so, you know, I'm going to go with Denver in this one. This is going to be close, though, but I'm going to go with Denver. I'm going to go with the coin flip pick or whatever you want to call it like that. But then you got the New England Patriots playing Baltimore. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one. Rematch from the playoffs for that Super Bowl. So, yeah, this is going to be a good one. Patriots coming into the Ravens. You know the Ravens are going to be really hungry, and they're at home, so they're going to really want this. And the Patriots just coming off of that bad loss they just had to the Arizona Cardinals. They're going to be looking to bounce back. And, you know, keep it up and proving that they're one of the best teams in the AFC as well. It's going to be a very good game, but, man, I'm leaning towards New England by just a hair. I got New England winning this game in a 3-point game, 3 points. Maybe even less, maybe a point. You know, I'm thinking more of a point. This is gonna go right down to the wire, just like it did in the playoffs. I'm thinking, unless one of the defensive lines takes over the offensive line. It depends who wins in the trenches, but right now I got this a very close game, and I got this Patriots winning by just a hair. Then you got that Monday night game. Looking forward to this. Like I said, the NFC West is looking pretty nice this year. You got the Seattle Seahawks. You got Green Bay coming into their house. tough place to play. So, you know, they might make some noise. They might actually give the Packers a scare. But right now, I'm going to have to pick the... Man, I don't know who to pick, man. This one's tough because they going into Seattle. That's a dangerous place to play. And, you know, the Seahawks are looking kind of nice. They might actually take this one. Well, what do you guys think on this matchup? This one's tough. This is a little tough like that Eagle-Cardinal game. A lot of good NFC West games this week. Man, I'm almost like 50-50 on this, but you know, I think I'm gonna lean towards Green Bay since you know they got Aaron Rodgers. But don't be surprised if the Seahawks pull this one out. They could actually do some damage. They could actually surprise Green Bay in a big way. But you know, I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I think Green Bay will pull this out. Would be 2-1 after this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Bay, and we'll see what happens. But hey, Seattle might pull this out. Tell me what you guys think, and give me your picks, and leave your comments. And see you next time on the Detroit Lions Fonza.